Hey, what's going on, everybody's games from almost in full color. Today's video isn't going to be anything like, not a game review or anything, but I actually just wanted to talk about some things I have been seeing on YouTube from other content creators, mostly talking about the whole fiasco with games being pulled from the GeForce Now service. I believe Bethesda is the last one to pull their games. Rockstar, EA, a bunch of heavy hitter publishers that pretty Activision has pulled their games off of the service catalog for the NVIDIA GeForce Now. And I've seen a lot of YouTubers somehow decide that this is the future of cloud gaming if it becomes mainstream, to where publishers will just pull games however they want. And apparently, we will have to start paying for packages of certain publishers. Like, if we want to play certain games, we have to like buy, a EA package or whatever the case may be. Seems odd, but I feel like maybe it's just to kind of just bash on it as a whole. So they just go to the utmost extreme and don't really look at the reasons why publishers are pulling their games from GeForce Now, which, if you think about it, it's actually like pretty straightforward and makes a lot of sense. And most people would do the same thing if they were in the publisher's shoes. Um, and somehow decided that, like I said, it's the end for GeForce Now and also for Stadia and all cloud gaming, because publishers can pull games whenever they want, which is not true. The reason why, I guess we should get into it from the beginning. The reason why games are being pulled from GeForce Now is because NVIDIA did not enter into any contracts with any publishers to actually use their games. NVIDIA decided that, okay, well, these game publishers already have contracts in place with Steam, and they let Steam have their games. So how about we just utilize the Steam marketplace, and then we'll charge people to use our service, and we can just play those games they can just play the games that's already there. And that's why their main selling point for the GeForce Now was that every game you own, you can play on GeForce Now. And we have an extensive catalog of games because we're pretty much just piggybacking off Steam. That was one of their main selling points over Stadia, was how many games they had from launch. And if you already owned a game on your PC, you would not have to rebuy it to play it on GeForce Now. Now, those are great business models, especially if you want if you want players to adopt your service. If I can bring over my existing catalog, that's great. I don't have to rebuy a game. Everyone hates rebuying games. But the problem with that is that GeForce Now, or NVIDIA, actually it'd be easier to just call them NVIDIA because that's the company. NVIDIA didn't reach out to any publishers to actually say how they're going to divvy up profits, because no publisher is going to let you just use their catalog of games to drive your service, bring revenue in for your company, and they get nothing of it. That's why publishers are pulling their games from GeForce Now, because NVIDIA isn't paying the publishers anything on the back end for actually using their games. So those publishers have contracts and, all those like agreements in place with the Steam marketplace. So they already know, like, okay, if Steam sells this game at X price, they're going to get this share of it. We're going to get this share. Everybody's happy. We agree on that. The video is like, okay, well, you guys just keep what you're doing, and we'll just use that whole catalog, and we'll charge our customers, and we'll make a whole bunch of money, and we'll have nothing to do with sharing this money with you. Probably was another reason why they were able to come in so cheap. But once publishers kind of caught on to what was happening, they're like, well, yeah, you're not about to game stop us. Like, we're not about to do all the work and then you just come in and reap rewards on the back end without actually paying anything to us. So once NVIDIA comes to the table, which they're going to do because every publisher is pulling right now, like I said, Bethesda is one of the most recent to pull their catalog. EA has already pulled their catalog. Rockstar was never there. Square Enix pulled off after the beta. Like, big to Activision. Activision pulled off all their games. So it's like all the big companies are pulling because they just want their share of it. Like, if they paid them on the back end or decided, hey, we'll pay you X amount of money for, your titles based on how long they've been played by our player base. That could be something they could explore. Like say, for every 50 hours, you get X amount of money from this profit or whatever the case may be. That's probably something they're going to look into doing. They're going to have to, or else the service is going to die because no publishers are going to let their games go to it. So it's not really a thing of cloud gaming. It's you need to pay to use our product. That's what's happening. Once they start paying, then everything will be fine. They'll probably get those games back to their catalog and everything will go back to normal for GeForce Now. Now, if they don't decide to do that, service is going to die. Straightforward. GeForce Now is probably going to die. Like, they're going to have to pay these publishers. And that's why I said that it's a NVIDIA problem, not a cloud gaming problem. Because on the Stadia side, Stadia has these contracts in place with these publishers and these dev companies because they are publishing and developing games strictly for Stadia. So these companies are already, laying out the groundwork for, if it's going to be a percentage-based pay, like, we're not going to invest any money in, but every copy we sell, you'll get this much, we'll get this much. If it's something like that, whatever they got worked out, those contracts have already been signed and agreed to. So those publishers can't just pull their catalog of games off of the Stadia marketplace. Now, Google probably could pull it, depending on how the contracts are worked out, but Google hasn't pulled anything. So that we haven't come to that bridge yet, and I doubt Google would ever pull anything from their marketplace just because once you pull it and people have already bought it and they can't access it anymore, you're going to kill Stadia. Because then that whole thing of we don't really own our games, that's going to come up and people are going to go crazy over that, which they rightfully should. And it's going to really put a blemish on the service as a whole. So I don't ever see them doing that. Now, if they ever did pull a game, the only way it could go over is if you refunded the money for all the people who bought that game. That could be one way where people would maybe upset if you pulled a game, like if it's just a really old game, like maybe 6, 7 years old, and then you just refunded the money. Or instead of refunding the money, say we gave you a voucher and, you can use it towards another Stadia title, a more recent title. You can kind of try to patch it up with that. Even then, people are going to be upset. And like I said, rightfully so, but it probably won't be seen with the same malice as if you just took the game and gave people nothing. So that's really all I really wanted to discuss today, was to kind of try to point out why games are being pulled from GeForce Now. And it's not just because it's cloud gaming. It's because they're not paying money to the publishers. That's the reason why. It's simple, easy. Like, it's nothing to be like, all worked up over. Now, people who paying money for GeForce Now, obviously they're going to be worked up over it. But I feel like once you see why it's happening, you shouldn't be mad at the publishers. You should be mad at NVIDIA, because it's like, you guys need to get something in place and not just pretty much try to eat for free, because that's what they're trying to do right now. Maybe they didn't think no one would figure it out. But whenever you're making money off somebody else's hard work, they're going to make sure that they're getting something out of it, like they rightfully should. But like I said, that's all I really want to talk about today. Nothing really crazy. Hopefully you liked the video. If you did, then hit that like button. If you have anything that maybe you feel like I missed, or maybe you feel like I'm wrong on something, then obviously put it down in the comments. I always like to engage with the people who watch the channel. And if you like the channel, then please subscribe to the channel, because there's always stuff. It's not even really just like this. I mean, our channel is all over the place. We have me, Keith, Terry, Roger, and we all do really different stuff. It's all gaming related, but somehow we all have different avenues of the types of games we play and really the things that we're interested in. So it's a really good thing. So even if my stuff isn't your flavor, you may like Keith's, or you might like Roger's, or you might even like Terry's. I doubt it, but you might like Terry. No, Terry's gonna see this and hate me. But yeah, so anyway, like I said, like the channel and leave a comment. But hey, that's gonna be and if you want to see me stream, because I do stream on Twitch. I'm not a professional, I don't be on there every day, but I do be on there every once in a while. I'm actually streaming Goku, Dragon Ball Z, The Legacy of Goku on the Game Boy Advance right now. By the time you see this, I'll probably be on Legacy of Goku Part 2. But the streamer tag's right here. And follow me if you want to see me stream. But with that, hey, I'm out. Enjoy your day. Be easy. Do things you like to do. I'm out.